Hey peeps, I want to make this video. I spoke before in my last video. I said that I had a couple of links that I wanted to share with you, but I was in my car and couldn't do it. So I'm going to share some other things with you and talk about buying precious metals now, and obviously the economy. I'll have some figures to share with you, some stats, more so in the UK. But I want to talk about Jim Rogers. Well, I'll show you this video first, and then we'll have a little quick chat.
Well, if I had to buy one today, I would buy silver, just because silver, silver is nearly 40% below its all-time high. Gold is somewhat near it. Gold is 20% below its all-time high. So I would buy silver if I had to buy one today. I'm not buying any of the four precious metals today. I'm just watching. As I said, gold has been up 11 years in a row. That is extremely unusual from any asset class. And so I'm watching to see how this correction, which I think is going to go on for a while. I'm not a good market timer. If it goes on for a while, somewhere along the line, I'll buy more gold.
Okay.
As you see, Jim Rogers giving you his opinion about the buying gold and silver, and obviously he states clearly he's not buying any. And if you watch the whole video, this guy, bear in mind, this guy is a billionaire. He's nearly, I think he's 69 years old, so he's lived it, and he knows probably more so than anyone about. He knows what's coming. He has. I'm sure, as you're aware, he says the next economic slowdown in the US is going to cause a crisis bigger than the Great Depression. He knows all that, but this is a guy that's been about. He's 100% diversified. He owns a euro, and even though he knows it's going to collapse, well, he knows it's going to tank, he still owns a euro. He owns a US dollar, even though he says people should not be buying US dollar. He obviously owns precious metals. And Jim Rogers says the number one investment you could be putting your money into is agriculture or farmland that obviously produces food, because food prices are going to rocket. And then if there is hyperinflation, food is going to be the most important thing, more than gold and silver or whatever. So the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. If you look at his Wikipedia quickly, this is how connected he is. He knows his stuff. In 1973, Rogers co-founded the quantum fund with George Soros, the fraud. During the following 10 years, the portfolio gained 4,200%, while the S&P advanced about 47%. The quantum fund was one of the first truly international funds. So this guy ain't no joke. There's obviously a lot more you can read. You can just type this guy in, 16 years old. Just type in Jim Rogers in on Wikipedia. And I can't help but listen to Jim Rogers. I remember in May when silver hit $50 or $49 and change. He was the only guy on a thing on the television, CNBC and Bloomberg and all this. Even at all the YouTubers, everyone was saying, "Yep, here we go." But he was the first person to say silver is going to tank, even when it was hitting all these highs, going to 47, 48. He was the only person saying, when any stock goes up, has a parabolic rise, it will have a parabolic fall. And to be fair, he never mentioned the CME margin hikes, but he just says that what something's going to cause it to fall. It will have a dramatic fall. And no one was chatting about CME margin hikes until it actually happened. And unfortunately, silver's had 7, which I think is a record for any commodity or anything trading in the stock market. 7 margin hikes in 2 weeks, was it? So obviously silver would be a lot higher if it wasn't for so many margin hikes. But he was the first guy that says silver's going to tank. I'm not buying it. I'm actually selling it. He said he's selling some silver. So even though he is very bullish in the precious metals, he is someone who I listen to, and he's waiting for a big correction in gold. So that could happen, as I said in my videos before. If I've got money lying about, I don't like it sitting in the bank. I just buy. Jim Rogers always says I'm a good market timer, so whatever. Don't listen to me or whatever. I just buy. He goes and he's got feelings, but he's not stupid. I don't try and time the market. Yeah, I've actually bought. I bought some silver this weekend and gold, and it's nothing wrong. So it's all about accumulating and stacking your ounces up, and to have a lot of money sat in the bank when all this stuff's going on, I'm not very comfortable. I'd rather just get the physical, get a hard asset instead of having all these digits sat in the bank. So I do listen to Jim Rogers a lot, and like this guy, if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't be, and I had as much silver and gold as this guy, I wouldn't be buying at these prices, but I'm not. So I just want to get as many ounces as possible. If there's anything else I'll come back to. Some figures or some stats to show you. Some charts. Here we go. These are all the... My phone's gone. These are all the historic recessions in the UK, or the UK's had, and the recoveries, I should say, UK recession and recoveries comparison. Here in the red, 1934, we've come out after, I think was it nearly 3 years, is it? 3-4 years. 1990, 93 recession, mild one, it recovered quite quickly. In recession terms, it did take a couple of years, but in recession terms, quite quickly. 1979 to 83, recovered 4 years, so roughly around 4 years each one. And the blue line here, the current since 2008. I think it's only going to go one way, guys, and that's down. You see what's going on. They're trying to print their way out the situation. There's no growth. Youth unemployment's at record highs all around Europe and America and the Western world. So I think this is not going any higher. And the Western world's never been so much debt in all this, like 1934 or 1930s here, the 70s, 90s. You've never had this much debt, and with globalization as well, we've never been so interconnected. And apart from here, the world's in a fiat standard, well, dollar standard, which is we're all tied to fiat currencies. So this is going to be the hardest fall in the history, well, of your generation for sure. So I'll show you inflation. This is in the UK. There we go. And inflation is currently at 5% when the projections were to be at 2%. So I think it's quite clear this is just going to rise and it's going to bypass this. Here in 1974, is it? It will definitely bypass that. Interest rates, since the 30s, it's at record lows now. Record lows. Historical record lows interest rates. So that just tells you how valuable fiat money is. Stock market, a classic double top, and it's only going to go down. Anyone that I'm not a trader, but I've kind of learned the whole kind of there's double tops. This one's close. It's going down. And the only reason this is coming up here is because they flooded the world with paper. Unemployment I looked at the sale, I wasn't 100% sure, but all I can know by the charts is it's rising up the way. As it says here, claimant count measure in the red, gone up. Labour force survey measure in the blue, it's gone up. And this is the same thing, claimant count measure in yellow. And so I don't know why it's two different colours, but it says the same thing initially. I might work it out, I might figure it out later. But as you can see, the stats don't lie. And this is a scary, scary chart here. So, and obviously with the Jim Rogers thing, just some information I thought I'd share with you. Big P Dog 8 out.